Did you know that 66 million years ago, a cataclysmic event unfolded that would forever alter the course of life on Earth? Have you ever imagined a world where colossal giants roamed the land, only to be extinguished in a blink of an eye? What if I told you that a single volcanic eruption marked the beginning of the end for the dinosaurs? Scientists have uncovered new truths about the events that led to their extinction, revealing a horrifying tale of survival against unimaginable odds. Stay tuned as we delve into the dark shadows of this forgotten history. Before we begin, consider subscribing to Tempest Archives Official. Here, we explore the depths of natural disasters and their impact, because when it comes to natural disasters, information saves lives. Deep in what we now call the Yucatán Peninsula, an unseen force was brewing. Beneath the surface, magma stirred violently, a restless giant awakening from its slumber. The atmosphere was dense, heavy with moisture, as life flourished all around. Towering ferns and cycads painted the landscape, while the earth trembled with the colossal forms of dinosaurs. Among these titans, the Tyrannosaurus rex, with its bone-crushing jaws, and the Triceratops, adorned with formidable horns, walked the land blissfully unaware of the doom that lurked just below their feet. But this tranquility was an illusion. As the magma rose, pressure built up relentlessly. Scientists estimate that for every cubic kilometer of magma, about 1,000 megatons of potential energy were stored, ready to be unleashed. And then, on an ordinary day, it happened. The Earth shook violently, as if the planet itself was in agony. A deafening roar echoed through the trees, and the ground exploded. Lava spewed forth like the wrath of a vengeful god, engulfing everything in its path. As the initial shock of the eruption reverberated through the land, ash billowed into the sky, blotting out the sun. This was no ordinary eruption. This was the harbinger of an ecological disaster. The ash cloud reached altitudes of 20 kilometers, spreading like a dark veil across the landscape, suffocating life. A thick layer of soot settled on the ground, smothering the vibrant ecosystem that had thrived for millions of years. In the wake of this chaos, the dinosaurs instinctively reacted. The Triceratops, known for its herd mentality, gathered its young and sought higher ground, their instincts kicking in as they sensed the impending danger. Meanwhile, the Tyrannosaurus rex, a solitary hunter, roamed the shifting terrain, its sharp senses alert to the changing world around it. The air was thick and acrid, a warning sign that something was terribly wrong. The clever apex predator understood that survival depended on quick adaptation, but the volcanic eruptions were only the beginning of a chain reaction that would send the planet into turmoil. Geologists and paleontologists now believe that these eruptions, triggered by the impact of a massive asteroid, unleashed an unprecedented series of events. The initial impact, from a rock estimated to be 10 kilometers wide, released energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, sending shockwaves across the globe. It was this cataclysm that ignited the magma chambers hidden beneath the surface, leading to the relentless volcanic activity that would follow. With each eruption, ash rained down like a funeral shroud, coating the land and creating a suffocating climate. Temperatures plummeted as sunlight was blocked for months, altering the delicate balance of ecosystems. Glacial conditions descended upon regions that had once basked in warmth. In mere weeks, the once lush landscapes of the Yucatán Peninsula transformed into barren wastelands, devoid of life. This was no mere natural disaster. It was a death sentence for the dinosaurs. But what truly terrified scientists was the realization that this environmental upheaval heralded a new era, one marked by extinction. The grand titans, who had dominated the planet for over 160 million years, suddenly found themselves in a desperate race against time. With their food sources dwindling, the struggle for survival intensified. The herbivorous dinosaurs faced starvation as vegetation died off, while the carnivores, like the Tyrannosaurus, found their hunting grounds barren and lifeless. As days stretched into weeks, the once bountiful world became a dark reflection of its former glory. The air was thick with toxic gases released from the eruptions, further poisoning the atmosphere. Scientists estimate that over 75% of Earth's species would perish in this unforgiving climate. The clock was ticking, and each heartbeat signaled the approaching end of an era. In the midst of this turmoil, small pockets of life struggled to survive. The fittest adapted, while others succumbed to the harsh conditions. In the depths of the forests, some creatures sought refuge in caves, their fates hanging by a thread. The dinosaurs, once kings and queens of their domain, found themselves at the mercy of a rapidly changing world. This volcanic activity set the stage for one last climactic battle between life and death. In the next chapter, we will explore the aftermath of these eruptions. As the dinosaurs grapple with the consequences of their environment's collapse, their desperate struggle for survival unfolds, revealing the resilience and tenacity of life in the face of extinction. As we reflect on this dark chapter of Earth's history, it becomes clear that the impact of these catastrophic events was not just a moment in time, but a lesson for future generations. The last day of the dinosaurs was not merely the end. It was a reminder of the fragility of existence. This is Tempest Archives Official, where we uncover the truths of nature's fury. Stay informed. Stay prepared. The aftermath of the volcanic eruptions was nothing short of catastrophic. As the ash settled like a thick blanket over the land, the once vibrant ecosystems began to suffocate. The world was plunged into darkness, and with it, the food chains that had sustained countless species for millions of years began to unravel. The dinosaurs, once the undisputed rulers of the Earth, now faced an unprecedented crisis. In the shadow of the erupting volcanoes, the climate began to shift dramatically. Temperatures dropped sharply, and the lush landscapes that had thrived on warmth became inhospitable wastes. The Triceratops, with its instinctual drive to protect its young, led its herd in search of food and water. They moved through a landscape that was rapidly changing, their instincts guiding them toward the last remaining patches of greenery. But as they ventured further, they found nothing but barren earth and dying plants. The once abundant food sources had vanished, leaving them vulnerable and desperate. Meanwhile, the Tyrannosaurus rex, a predator at the top of the food chain, found itself grappling with a new reality. The vast herds of herbivores that had once roamed the plains were dwindling. The T-Rex had always relied on its strength and ferocity to hunt, but now, with fewer prey available, it faced the unthinkable: starvation. This apex predator, known for its cunning, was forced into a grim adaptation. It began to scavenge, searching for any scraps that could sustain it. The fierce predator was now a shadow of its former self, illustrating the fragility of life in an ever-changing environment. Research has unveiled that the mass extinction event was more complex than previously thought. It wasn't solely the asteroid impact that triggered the downfall of the dinosaurs. The prolonged volcanic activity played a crucial role in altering the planet's climate for millions of years. The eruptions released vast amounts of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, leading to acid rain and a greenhouse effect that would last for eons. The delicate balance of life was disrupted, and the repercussions would echo through time, affecting not only the dinosaurs, but also the entire planet. As the ash continued to block sunlight, photosynthesis ceased, leading to a collapse of plant life. The food chain crumbled, and with it, the very foundation of the ecosystems that had thrived for millions of years. The impact of this ecological fallout was devastating. Herbivores like the Triceratops struggled to survive, while carnivores like the T-Rex faced an existential crisis. The once mighty dinosaurs were now mere remnants of a lost world, battling against overwhelming odds. The struggle for survival was not limited to the giants of the land. Smaller species began to exhibit remarkable adaptability. Some mammals, which had lived in the shadows of the dinosaurs, found refuge in burrows and crevices, hiding from the chaos above. Birds, too, began to evolve, developing traits that would help them survive in the harsh conditions. These small creatures showcased the resilience of life, demonstrating that even in the face of extinction, some species could endure. Yet, even with these adaptations, the fate of the dinosaurs was sealed. Their reign had lasted over 160 million years, but the interconnectedness of environmental changes proved too great a challenge. As the climate continued to shift, the dinosaurs faced extinction not just from one catastrophic event, but from a series of compounding disasters. The volcanic eruptions had set off a chain reaction that would lead to their demise. What truly terrifies scientists is the realization that this mass extinction event was not a single moment of destruction, but a prolonged struggle against insurmountable odds. The volcanic activity, combined with the asteroid impact, created a perfect storm of environmental upheaval. The Earth was forever changed, and the dinosaurs, who had once dominated the planet, were no longer its masters. As the dust settled, the world began to heal. The planet, though scarred, would eventually recover, giving rise to new forms of life. The extinction of the dinosaurs paved the way for mammals to flourish, leading to the diverse ecosystems we see today. The lessons learned from this dark chapter in Earth's history remind us of the fragility of life and the interconnectedness of all living things. In conclusion, the story of the dinosaurs is not merely one of their demise. It is a testament to the resilience of life. As we reflect on this historical event, we are reminded of the importance of understanding our environment and the potential consequences of our actions. The echoes of the past serve as a warning for the future. This is Tempest Archives Official. Stay informed, stay prepared.